The belief that extraordinary people are born with special traits or skills that set them apart is holding you back. Because the truth is, greatness is not reserved to the chosen few. It's available to all of us. See, I think we all look at people who have achieved great things. Think entrepreneurs, the Bill Gates of the world, the Steve Jobs of the world. And we feel like we just don't measure up. And so this extraordinary label starts feeling unreachable. But here's the reality. These people were once beginners. Yeah, they were just like me and you. They made mistakes. They faced setback after setback, but they kept going. And so what separates them isn't magic, it's mindset, habits, and consistency. So when I was younger, I believed in something I call the myth of the extraordinary. They were just born with talent. They were just born smarter than me. They just have so much luck. And yes, well, some people just have different traits that make them better at something than us. It doesn't mean that we can't eventually work our way up to that level. I mean, even professional singers like Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande, I think they started taking vocal lessons at a very young age and with very expensive teachers. So they developed that vocal range, but it's because they put in the work and they had the resources available to them. And I think more recently, an example of this is Doechii. I think 5 years ago, back in 2020, she posted a vlog of how she had no idea what she was going to do. She was going to just shoot her shot basically and try to get an internship at these music studios. And now she won a Grammy for her music. I would also be like, oh, I'm just not good at sports. I can't play anything with the ball in it. Like, I just suck at sports. But I would avoid sports more than anything. So yeah, it's no wonder I was never good at sports. I never even tried to pick up a soccer ball, a basketball, any sort of ball. Never picked it up, never practiced. Of course, I wasn't good at something that I never even pushed myself to do. And so that's what it comes down to. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. And if we focus on the strengths, that is when we will be able to find something that we can excel at. Luck is oftentimes preparation meeting opportunity. A million opportunities could pass you by, but if you just never prepare yourself for them, you're never going to feel lucky. And that's why I really started prioritizing my mindset. It's so important for us to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is when you just take things the way they are and you just refuse to put any work. Life keeps throwing you down and you let it. You go with the flow. You're like, yep, I'm a failure. Yep, I deserve this. Yep, I deserve that. A growth mindset, maybe you're not a good reader. A lot of people use this excuse. They refuse to read. I've used this example before, but I had a coworker and this was a very insecure person, just a very lost soul that I saw my younger self in. And so I would always try to push him to read the 4 Agreements. That book changed so much for me. It really exposed me to this new mindset where I let go of judgment. I was able to take responsibility for my actions. I mean, if you haven't read the 4 Agreements, highly, highly recommend it. But I really just pushed him. I'm like, you need to read this book. And his response was always like, I hate reading. I can't read. I can't do it. I've tried before at school. Never was able to finish a book. Never was able to read. I can't read. I can't read. And he had this fixed mindset that he just wasn't a reader. He never thought to himself to develop that skill, to force himself to read a book, to finish the book that would help him out, because it would help him out and because it would help him become a better reader. No, he had this mindset where he was just so closed off and so fixed on that's just the way he was. He was just super insecure. He would never be confident. He was lazy. He would never not be lazy. He had all these bad habits. He would never be able to fix them. And that was his mindset. When you have a growth mindset, you realize that you can develop any skill. Any skill can be developed. And you realize that everything is a skill. You no longer see confidence as a trait. You see confidence as a skill that someone worked hard to develop. You no longer see being a good reader as a trait. You see reading as a skill that somebody works to develop. And when you unlock that mindset, that growth mindset, and you realize that you can literally develop anything you want and you can be anybody you want, it sets you free. It sets you free to literally try and do anything you want in this life, in this beautiful opportunity that you were given at life. I mean, even just think about it. I've actually been reading a book. It's called The Comfort Book by Matt Haig. And in one of the short stories, because the book is composed of a lot of short stories, he talks about how the hardest thing that we have ever done, we as humans, is win the sperm race. I mean, our chances of winning that race is just so minuscule. It could have been anybody else. Any of the other sperms could have attached to that egg, right? It was a race. And we're here. I mean, that alone was nearly impossible, and we won and we did it, and we're here and we're kicking. Another thing that comes with accepting this growth mindset is the ability to view failure as feedback. People who have made it, successful people, any successful person, right? They have adopted this way of viewing failure as feedback. I mean, it's the same thing with even school, even like high school, right? We weren't able to successfully study it on a test, for a test, right? So the next test, we're gonna go into it trying a new form of studying. We didn't quite nail that quiz. So when the midterm comes along, we study the subjects that we were really bad at to perform better on the midterms. When I started my business and I had to grow the social media account from literally nothing to get sales, a lot of my videos tanked, flopped. And I had to take those videos and be like, okay, well, what worked? What didn't? I had to analyze that content. Even when I worked at my agency job, and I'm doing the same thing now because I started my social media agency. When I first got my first client, I had so many calls. I literally was just cold calling, right? I called 10 people every single day trying to get my first client, and I heard so many no's. I felt extremely small and I failed so many times, but every single failure, every single no taught me something. I genuinely took everything as feedback. Okay, well, I was able to stay on this phone with this person for 2 minutes instead of 5 seconds. Okay, well, what did I do? And that is what ultimately helped me get my first client. But it all starts with having that belief in your ability to improve, because that is the foundation of your success. If somebody tells you no, if you fail and you fail again and you're like, nope, well, not for me. That's that. Tried it, didn't work out. Oh well, then you're never gonna make it. You're never going to reach any goal that you have, because no goal comes without failure. And I also want to highlight the fact that consistency beats talent every single time. It is not about being the best on day one. Who cares? It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work. Why? Because small daily actions compound into meaningful progress. It's compound interest. It's the same thing with having a savings account, a high yield savings account, right? You put $1 and then you're going to get interest on that dollar. And then the next day you're going to get, let's say you got 10 cents off of that $1. So then the next day you're going to get interest on $1.10. And now your interest is not going to be 10 cents. It's going to be 11 cents. And yeah, on a day-to-day basis, so what the heck am I going to do with that? But in a year, well, what will that look like? It is the same thing, right? When I first went on my weight loss journey, I would, let's say, be in a calorie deficit of 500 calories. In one day, I'm not going to lose any weight, much weight, right? I literally had to just keep showing up, keep being in a calorie deficit. And then boom, over time, I lost almost 30 pounds, or maybe it was more. And if I would have just given up on that first day and been like, hey, you know what? I tried it. I'm still the same weight. Oh well, didn't work for me. I'm not meant to lose weight. Okay, that would have been that. That would have been the start and the end of the journey. But because I kept showing up every single day for a long time, I eventually reached my goal. And that is the truth for literally any goal. There are so many success stories on YouTube, podcasts, so many success stories where people just talk about how hard it is. Because when you're pushing and you're striving towards something, it's just all faith. It's all hope and faith. And you build these very strong habits, but the reason behind it no longer is, oh, because I want this goal. You're literally just shooting and hoping for the best. And even like for me, right when I felt like giving up and like, oh, you know what, this is not for me, that is when I got the closest to reaching my goal. I remember getting my first sale from my digital marketing agency. Oh my goodness. I was unemployed I'm still technically unemployed, right? For the longest time. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. I know what I'm doing. I can do this agency thing. So I built my website. I built my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook. I started running ads and I started cold calling. I swear I heard so many no's. I was broke, right? I was out of a job. Nothing was working. And I started applying to other places. I started applying to at least, I want to say 50 jobs in 1 week because I just felt like it wasn't going to work. One day I just sat with myself and I was like, what am I doing? I made my website. I made my socials. I made my videos. I have everything scheduled out. I have ads running. And here I am applying for jobs when I could have been working towards my agency where I could have been making 50 calls instead of applying for 50 jobs. What am I doing? And so for the next week, I started cold calling again. I started running my ads and boosted my ad spend. And that's when I got my first client. But I gave up. I had given up. And it wasn't until I talked to myself and I was like, no, come on. Be a little bit more resilient. Come on. You're going to give up just like that, just because it got hard? I went back. I tried it again and I got my first client. Now, am I anywhere close to my goals? No, but you see how me showing up consistently, like it's bringing me closer to them. Something that has really helped me too is just reminding myself that the path is going to look different for me. I mean, comparison is literally the thief of joy. And in this day and age where it's just so easy to compare yourself to others, I get it. I really do. But it is so debilitating when you do. And when you're like in the early stages of a goal and you see somebody else accomplish it, like, I know we should be grateful and we should celebrate the small wins and we should focus on our progress and focus on the journey. But when you see others get the things that you're working so hard for, it's so natural, it's completely normal to feel a little jealous, to feel a little bit disappointed, to feel like, oh, you failed, like it's not working out. Like, it's normal. But you have to keep pushing, right? You can't listen to the noise. You have to focus on your own journey. You can't just be like, oh, you know what? This person reached this set goal in 3 weeks, in a month, in a year. I'm on year 2. I'm on month 5 and I still nothing. No, it doesn't mean that it's not possible for you. It just means that your time is not right now. Most recent thing for me has been this YouTube channel. I have been working at it for a little bit over a year now, I think. And I still haven't gotten monetized. I have seen people get monetized in 2 months, in 4 months, in a year. And I have to remind myself that, so what? So what? Just because it's not coming to me fast or in the timeline that I wanted it to, it doesn't mean that it's not ever going to be for me. And there's been so many times where I wanted to give up and I feel so stupid and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just wasting my time. But I can't fail. Like, the only way I could fail is if I just completely stop posting. That's when I failed, right? Because yeah, you're not gonna grow anymore. You stop posting, that's it. You ended your own journey. You gave up on that goal. And that's that. But if I keep showing up, if I keep posting, if I keep being consistent with it, like at some point, I'm gonna figure it out. At some point, it's gonna pick up. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. I could be, if it's on 10 years from now, okay, whatever, let it be 10 years from now. At least I will have gotten to my goal. But literally every single time I try to compare myself or compare my timeline to somebody else's and they're just doing a whole lot better, that is when I get really discouraged. So I have to remind myself that we are all moving at our own pace. We are all on our own journeys, and we literally cannot compare our journey to somebody else's. And so this was a really long way of saying, if they can do it, you can too. We are all human. Even the best of the best, they're just human at the end of the day. And if somebody out there has proved that it is possible, that means that it is also possible for you. Let people's goals be proof to you that it's possible for you. Do not let other people's accomplishments discourage you. Let it be proof. And adopting this mindset, it all just starts with believing in yourself, believing in your ability to show up, believing in your ability to persevere, believing in your ability to grow and to develop new skills. The truth is that your greatness is just waiting to be unlocked. And just because you haven't accomplished it right now, you haven't reached your dream, you haven't done that one thing, doesn't mean that it will never come to you. It will come to you. Our time is coming. I promise you. Just keep pushing, keep showing up, keep being consistent, keep on focusing on developing yourself. And when you truly focus on those things, you get lost into the journey, into the process, into your habits. And before you know it, you will get there. But yeah, other than that, that was all that I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it would help me out tremendously. And all I want to do is help us level up together. And if you have made it this far, comment down below what is one goal that you are excited to reach. For me, it is definitely scaling my digital marketing agency and getting monetized on YouTube. Those are my two big goals right now. And so sorry that I have been a little bit MIA. I know I've been taking long to respond to comments, but because of the whole agency process, I don't know if I actually mentioned this on my channel, but I did start my agency. I have a lot of experience in social media and just digital marketing. And so I decided to just take the leap of faith and start my agency because the job market is just, it's cooked right now. I know I'm hearing from a lot of people, even people in my comments. A doll was telling me that they're also just everybody seems to be hiring, but then you get the automatic no email. So you know what? When people close doors for you, fine, that's fine. Open a new one, make a new door. That's exactly what I did. Literally, nobody wants me, nobody wants to hire me. Okay, bitch, then I'm your competition now. You made me a competitor. But yeah, that's what I did. So that's what I've been currently busy with. So I haven't had a lot of time to comment, and that is also why I'm gonna start moving down to one video a week. So before it was Wednesdays and Fridays, but now I'm thinking Fridays. I don't know, let me know what day, because I pre-record my video. It could literally be any day of the week that I could post. But yeah, I just don't want to burn out. And I know if I try to keep posting 2 to 4 times a week, it's gonna lead to me just burning out. So I'm in it for the long haul. I've accepted that this process is just gonna take a little longer than usual, a little longer than I thought, and that's fine. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna start doing things that I know will help me be in it for the long run. But yeah, until next time.